Hey guys, it's me Kate again. So in this video is my October wrap up. So in this video I'll be talking about all the books that I read in the month of October. So let's go. First we have Queen of Midnight by The Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second book in Throne of Glass series, and which are following Selena Sardotian, who was best assassin on the continent up until the day when she was captured and took away to work as a slave in salt mines. And she's working there up until the day when Captain of the King's Guard comes and takes her away to the Crown Prince, who tells her that she can be his champion in this fight to become king's assassin in exchange for her freedom. And stuff goes from there. Then I read The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee, in which is the second book in Montague Siblings series, in which we started with following Monty, who is just about to go on to his grand tour of Europe with his best friend Percy, who he may or may not be in love with, and his little sister Felicity. And in this one we're following Felicity after the events of the first book, so both of these books are 5 out of 5 stars in the rereads. Then I also reread Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, in which are following Mare, who is a red, and in this world the reds do not have powers but silvers do. And one day while working, Mare finds out she does have powers, and stuff goes from there. This was 4 out of 5 stars. I still hate that ending. Then I also reread On These Black Sands by Vanessa Rasanen, in which are following Orphe, who is there to sit on a council which is ruling body in this town, and she finds out that council isn't what she isn't as she thinks it is, and she flees. And we're also following pirate captain named Declan, who is tasked with finding this dagger, and he meets Orphic, who he decides would actually be great with finding him, with helping him find the dagger. Mind you, all of these books but one were rereads, and all of them except for Red Queen were 5 out of 5 stars. Then I also reread Darkrise by C.S. Packet, in which are following Will, who is working at the London docks up until the day when he meets a group of people who are trying to prevent Dark Lord from rising up again, and he decides to join them. This was also 5 out of 5 stars. Then I also reread Dark Air by C.S. Packet, which is equal to Darkrise, also was 5 out of 5 stars. And I just noticed that I left 3 books on the shelf, so I'll go get them and I'll be back in a second. So I got actually the last 3 rereads of the month, so after this we'll go into the one book that I actually read for the first time. The rereads are the next book is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, which is first book in this series, in which are following Simon Snow, who is worst chosen one ever to be chosen. Half of the time his magic doesn't work, and the other half he just ends up causing more harm than good. So yes, of course, from there this was also 5 out of 5 stars. Then we have Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell, which is sequel to Carry On. here Simon and his friends are going on a road trip across the US after the events of the first book. And the last story read of the month was Anyway the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowlage's last book in the series, and it was also 5 stars. And then the actual last book that I read was the ebook, and that was finishing reading The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I started this book on the 15th of August, and it took me until, let me just check the exact date. It took me until 25th of October to finish it. In total, that was 72 days that I was in the middle of reading this book. My choice, in the meantime, I had to study for exams. My college started up again, and I had my exams in the middle of that, so there was no point in reading it if I was studying for exams. And actually, this book was also 4 stars. I just wrote in my reading journal. I put 1 star too many. Okay, but this is it for this video. If you like, please like, share, and subscribe. Down below, you can be social media, my email, and some of your stuff, and I'll see you next one.